Sean Caldwell at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and I'm so excited for this episode to show you guys my new favorite juicer that I use most in my kitchen to make the overwhelming majority of the juices that I create and drink on a daily basis. Over the many years I have been juicing, which I started juicing in 1995 until present time, pretty much straight. I haven't juiced like every single day, but I've always consumed juices within the last 27 years because I've realized that it's one of the best ways to up your vegetable, leafy green, and fruit consumption in your life, which are shown by science to be the healthiest foods on the entire planet. And I think it is quite sad that less than 10% of Americans eat their recommended servings of vegetables a day, and maybe there's like 12% of Americans eat their recommended servings of fruit a day. And juicing allows you to crank it up so that you guys could get healthier, you could achieve your weight loss goals, even your health goals, as many people that I've met will juice for healing, right? And so juicing is a very important part of my diet, and it's something that I want you guys to make a part of your diet. I don't want you guys to just use juicing as a juice fast to cleanse and lose a lot of weight and detox and do all these things that other YouTubers will tell you. I want you to make juicing a lifestyle habit. And that's one of the main reasons why I love the Namawell J2, and it is my go-to juicer that I choose these days. I have a shelf full of over 20 different juicers. I have all the best juicers in the world, including ones that cost over $2,000, cheap ones, small ones, compact ones I could take on the airplane. But when I'm home, I use the Namawell J2 the most. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, like some influencers, that you should buy the Namawell J2 because it's the best out of everything. I'm not going to say that. What I will say is that I test all the major brand juicers, and it is true that every juicer has its sets of pros and sets of cons. And for me and my lifestyle and my needs, the J2 meets my needs perfectly. But for some of you guys out there, you may have different needs than I. So you might not want to get the Namawell J2. In that case, you want to make sure you watch the video, Best 3 Juicers of 2022, where I share with you guys, in my personal opinion, the best juicing technology out in 2022. And if you watch that video and you see it all the way through, you'll see why the Namawell J2 has some deficiencies. It may not be the best juicer for everybody, but it's the best juicer for me because I'm willing to give up the few deficiencies that it has because it makes up for the deficiencies because in other areas that are really important to me so that I am juicer compliant, and it makes the whole juicing process a lot easier. So I definitely believe that Namawell has hit a home run with the Namawell J2, and if you want to buy it, actually, I'm going to hook you guys up with a $55 discount code that you guys can use at Namawell.com. If you use the coupon code DJ55, that'll save you $55 off the Namawell J2. In addition, when you use that code, Namawell knows that it came from me and that they'll give me a small commission so that I can continue my work and make my honest YouTube review videos on juicers, and more importantly, share with you guys my juicing tips that you literally won't hear anywhere else. Just a few episodes ago, I'll put a link down below, I made a video on how you could store your juices up to 7 days that you make in the Namawell J2 juicer. And yes, using the right juicer is part of the equation, but there are so many other things that you guys should do if you guys want to store your juices for up to 7 days like I do, because one of the things I also do is bulk juice, which is, I think, a practice that many of you guys, if you guys incorporated, it will allow you to drink more juice, because I know a lot of you guys don't have time every single day to make a juice fresh and then drink it, which is obviously best. But by using the Namawell J2, you could use like a 1 hour chunk 1 day a week, and you can make enough juice for the whole week, vacuum store it and save it, preserve it like I show in my video using all my tips, and you could just grab and go a juice out of your fridge every day before you go to work, for your lunch break. Grab 2 juices a day, right? I grab 2 or 3 juices a day at this point, and that's quart-sized juices, although you may not want to make that much or drink that much juice. All right, so I'm just telling you guys like it is. So without further ado, let's go get into my 10 reasons why I use the J2 the most, and it is my favorite juicer at this time. Reason number one, and the Nama J2 is my favorite juicer at this time, is because it is a vertical juicer. That means it takes up less counter space, but more importantly, that means it is fairly efficient at juicing all the different kinds of produce. Produce types can vary widely, from leafy greens to stem vegetables to root vegetables and to fruits. Some juicers out there are really optimized for juicing certain types of produce, and other juicers may juice other types of produce quite well. And I like the Nama J2 is a vertical juicer, and as such, all vertical juicers are fairly good at juicing a wide range of produce items fairly well. Actually, just yesterday, I juiced my green juice in the Nama J2, link down below to a video I made, a similar green juice. But basically I juiced all my greens in the Nama J2, and then I used a $2,500 pure juicer, just to press out the pulp that the Nama J2 created. And I got about like 16.667 percentage more juice. What does that mean to me? That means that actually the J2 is actually quite efficient, because there wasn't a whole lot of juice left in that pulp, and it took a $2,500 press to get out like 16% more. So even if you didn't press out the extra juice, know that you're already going to get a high yield with the Nama J2 when juicing leafy greens and other vegetables. Of course, your results may vary when juicing other things, and pulp wetness is completely a subjective evaluation. I like objective evaluations on my channel, but I also give you tips on how to make your pulp even drier. So for example, in one of the videos I did recently, VSJ versus Nama J2, by combining the softer fruits with something like a root, like the jicama, I believe you're going to get a higher yield, and I'll make a video proving this in the future. You'll get a better yield, and the pulp will be drier overall than just using straight watermelon alone. Straight fruits alone tend to make a little bit more wet pulp than, say, something like leafy greens or celery that'll tend to make a more dry pulp. Second reason why I love the Nama J2 is because you guys don't understand, I've been juicing for 27 years, and for 27 years I've been actually pushing produce into the juicer to get it to juice, right? I mean, that's how juicers work. You get the produce, you push it in, whether using a high-speed machine, whether using a twin gear machine and the pushing effort is a bit harder, whether using a single auger horizontal machine and you have to push produce in, into the auger to get it to juice, or even a vertical juicer. You got to drop the produce into the machine a little bit at a time, let the machine run and process it. With the Nama J2, they've simplified all that. It's literally load and go. Like, all you do is you just pop this lid up on the top here, you load up this hopper with all your produce, you shut the lid, you turn it on, the juicer juices, and you could literally walk away. No more do you have to sit there and babysit and put every stalk of celery or every stem of kale and push it into your juicer. No longer do you need to push a carrot in the juicer with your twin gear and push on it with all your might to get it to grind up between the two gears, right? The J2 has a hopper with a unique processing blade that will pre-cut the produce for you and get it into the juicer. I've tested in my test, links down below to those videos, where I could fill up this hopper and the juicer will make about 24 ounces of juice on average, but you can make up to a quart of juice by filling the hopper once. Of course, it depends. If you're juicing things like celery, it'll be more near 24 ounces. But if you're juicing something like watermelon or papaya and you fill up the hopper with watermelon papaya or honeydew melons, like I've been juicing lately, you can make a quart of juice by just loading it, shutting it, turning it on, and walking away. And that is the complete game changer about the Nama J2 over any other juicer. It really makes juicing a lot easier so that you could fit it into your life and you can be more compliant with juicing. And if this sounds appealing to you, I'm going to tell you guys right now, get the Nama J2 if you're willing to give up some of the other features that may have in other juicers. You know, if convenience and ease of use, because you know you're going to use it, is more important to you than getting the exact highest yield, and giving up a little bit of yield is better to have more convenience or to have the highest nutrition quality, hey, I could sell you a juicer that makes higher nutrition quality than the Nama J2. But you know, you're giving up a little bit of nutrition, but you're getting a lot more ease of use and convenience. And to me, that's really important after pushing produce into juicers for the last 27 years. The third reason why I love and prefer the Nama J2 is because it is a cold press juicer and makes a higher quality juice than other juicers out there, such as the most popular selling juicer out on the market, which is the high speed juicer. High speed juicers will aerate the juice. They will not heat the juice based on my testing. Even the high speed juicers in the Namawell will heat the juice about the same. In my recent test, I think I detected a 3-degree change in the temperature of the juice on both juicers. But what the Nama J2 does is that it does not incorporate all the excess oxygen into the juice that a high-speed juicer can. Now, I'll also tell you guys this. It's true also that I have other low-speed juicers and even vacuum blending and using that to juice, like the Dynapro with Alexa's nut milk bag. Once again, link down below. 3 best juicers of 2022. I explained it all in that video. That'll make even a higher quality juice. But the challenge with those machines is that they take longer to use and more laborious to use. So for me, the performance and the quality of the juice in the Nama J2 is quite sufficient because I'm willing to give up the highest quality for, once again, the ease of use. And as shown by a lot of you guys out there, you guys are choosing the ease of use over the quality as well because the Nama J2 is the best-selling juicer in the United States based on my data. Fourth reason why I prefer the Nama J2 over all other juicers on the market at this time is because it tends to jam and clog less. As you guys know, ever since the vertical juicers came out, I preferred the vertical juicers over the horizontal juicers and other kind of juicers on the market. You know, at first I really liked the VRT 350 model, VRT 330, 350. Then I got into the VSJ 843. That was my favorite for the longest time. And once the Nama J2 came out and I started to use it properly and understand how it works, now the Nama J2 is my favorite because it just makes the juicing process easier. All the previous vertical auger juicers could clog and jam, and actually that was probably one of the biggest problems my customers had with a vertical juicer if they didn't follow my specific techniques and instructions and do it properly. But once again, you know, that makes it a bit harder for the machine to use because now you got to pre-cut things, you got to load things, you got to drop it in the right order. If you don't pre-cut things right, the juicer is going to clog or jam. You're going to get stuck, and then you can't take the juicer apart. Then you get frustrated. And I've gotten a lot of those customers that's happened to. That being said, I will say that it is quite exceedingly rare that you jam up the J2. The reason for this is because the automatic processing blade in the machine pre-cuts the produce so that you don't have to, so that it cuts up all the fibers so they don't clog and jam. In addition, Nama has gone through a lot of R&D and research to adjust the torque of the motor, the size of the holes, the way the machine grinds, the tolerances and specifications that, you know, a lot of Chinese manufacturers will never get right, so that it doesn't clog and jam as the pulp is coming out the feed chute. This is a big problem on many other vertical auger juicers on the market, especially some of the cheap ones from China. One of the things I have noticed is when I'm juicing a lot of things, the only thing I'll need to do sometimes is in the middle of juicing, I'll just pull this up, drop this down, and clean my finger out through here to kind of clean some of the stuff as it comes out, and then close it back and put it back on. And it's like I'm almost guaranteed a clog-free experience in the Nama J2. What does this mean for you? This means it's an easier juicer experience for you, and at the flip side, as for me, the retailer who's selling the juicer, it also means I'm going to get less callbacks and less customer service issues because it just doesn't really jam or clog unless you really do something wrong or you're juicing some really overly mature celery that you didn't properly pre-cut from your garden. But celery from the store, I've never had an issue with clogging in the Nama J2, so that just makes your whole user experience a lot easier. The fifth reason why the Nama J2 is my favorite juicer is because it offers greater flexibility for you and does more than just juice. You know, I'm an advocate for people getting away from drinking animal milks. No other creature on earth, you know, drinks milk from another animal species except human beings, right? And if you guys want to drink milk, I would encourage you guys to make nut milks, and you can make the nut milks in the Nama J2 juicer. Aside from the nut milks you can make, it also includes a smoothie screen, so you can make juices with more fiber in there, or even smoothies in the Nama J2. And birdies have told me in my ear that Nama may be working on a sorbet screen. So now you'll maybe hopefully soon be able to make sorbets. So this is truly a multi-function machine, takes less counter space, and will now allow you to increase your fruit and vegetable consumption, drink nut milks instead of animal milks, which are a lot healthier in my personal opinion, and in addition make things like smoothies, kind of like a blender would, and hopefully in the future, hopefully fairly soon, make things like frozen fruit sorbets so you could stop eating ice cream and eat more fruit, which is a much healthier alternative. The sixth reason why I use the Nama J2 the most in my kitchen and my juice preparation is because it has a heavy duty motor on here. The motor right here, you guys don't understand, has a full 15-year warranty, which is the longest warranty in the industry for motors on juicers. This juicer is made in a factory in South Korea that's been making juicers for over 20 years, and they got it dialed in right, in my personal opinion. They make high quality juicers and they know what they're doing. And the cool thing about the Nama J2 is that it has a published 30-minute duty cycle, which means you could use it for 30 minutes straight without it overheating or anything like that, and then you turn it off, you need to let it rest, and then you could, let it cool down, and then you could juice more. That being said, many inexpensive machines from China, some of them I tested have like a 5-minute, 10-minute, or even maybe 15-minute duty cycle, which means you must turn it off after that amount of time, or it will shut off purposely for you so you don't burn out the motor. What I'll tell you guys off record, and I can't encourage you guys to do this, is that when I juice, I bulk juice, right? If I get out the Nama, I'm not really gonna juice any less than 1 gallon, which is like 4 quarts of juice. And on average, I'll juice 8 quarts. So yesterday I juiced like 8 quarts, or actually 9 quarts of green juice. The day before that, I juiced like 8 quarts of honeydew cantaloupe ginger juice with jicama. And the Nama J2 has never failed me, never let me down. It's never cut off purposely because I haven't overloaded or heated up the juicer too much. And I've been even able to maybe exceed the 30-minute time limit by a little bit to make my 1 gallon or 2 gallons of juice. Now, if you guys are gonna make more than that, I'm gonna tell you guys, don't do it. This is not a commercial machine by any means, but every time I've juiced a gallon or 2, depending on the recipe, it's worked without fail. The 7th reason why I love the Nama J2 is because it saves me time during the whole juicing process. What many people don't understand is that the juicing process is more than just feeding things into the juicer. It's all about, like, in my case, harvesting produce out of my garden, washing it, pre-cutting it, taking off the bad pieces, composting that, all the little things I gotta do besides just put produce into the juicer. So because I could load up the Nama J2, fill up this hopper, shut the lid, let it run, while it's running, I'm picking produce, washing produce, cutting it, getting it ready for the next batch. As soon as this batch empties, I'll open up the lid, load in the next batch, and shut it, and let it keep going. So it truly allows me to multitask, so I don't just have to sit there and focus on feeding items into the produce, into the juicer, like you do with other machines on the market. So I really love that aspect of the Nama J2 because it truly allows me to be more time efficient. The 8th reason why I like the Nama J2 is because Nama is not getting you guys to be the beta testers. Some juicer companies on the market, and I won't mention any names, they basically put a product out before it is ready to market, in my personal opinion, because then there'll be a lot of problems with parts breakages, and I've covered these in the past and made videos about it in the past because the machine wasn't ready for market. At least the company should send me the machine at least 6 months before it comes out to market, because I will use the heck out of it, and if I'm breaking it, then the customers will probably gonna break it too. That being said, I was sent the Nama J2 before it came to market. I was able to test it. It didn't break. That being said, it took Nama 3 years in development to come out with the Nama J2 before they released it. So they dialed it in and made sure it was ready for you guys. And even then, right, I will say that I've had a few parts on the Nama J2 break for me. That being said, Nama is also very proactive. When they see parts breakages, even in small amounts, they'll go back and make design changes to improve those parts and make them stronger on the fly. So you guys get a Nama now, it's going to be more dependable, I would venture to say, than maybe a Nama you bought when they first were released, a year ago now. So that's definitely a good thing because Nama's always trying to raise the bar and make their machines more durable so that you guys honestly have a better experience. The ninth reason why I love the Nama J2, and this is a very important one for me, is because it simply allows me to bulk juice. I wish I had tons of time in the day where I was twiddling my fingers and I could just juice every time I wanted to drink a fresh juice. In my busy life, I'm just not able to do that. So when I juice, I juice a lot, and I'll not only just juice one recipe, I might juice multiple recipes. In some days, like I said, when I get out my Nama, I'm gonna minimally juice a gallon of juice, and sometimes even more. I might juice up to 8 quarts of juice, which is like 2 gallons. Just the other day, I juiced 2 quarts of straight pepper juice, and then I'm like, okay, I got the juicer out, might as well just juice more stuff because I don't have to clean it in between recipe changes. I then took the pulp of the peppers and fed them back in the machine with jicama, pineapple, tangerines, and kumquats from my garden. And then I juiced that, so I made 4 quarts of that, plus the 2 quarts of the pepper juice I previously made. And then I probably even juiced some melons after that to make another 2 quarts. And I made 3 different recipes, probably about 2 gallons of juice total. I only had to clean the juicer once. It ran straight through without any clogging or jamming, without any issues. So really bulk juicing for me is the solution so that I could drink juice on a regular basis. And the Nama just handles my heavy bulk juicing load. Not every juicer out there could do that. I've used some juicers that actually I even sell these days that I'll juice for like 45 minutes and the machine will cut off on me. I will say it does have a 30-minute duty cycle, but the machine cut off after 45 minutes when I'm juicing and I'm just trying to finish up and I'm almost done, right? The Nama has never shut off on me during my bulk juicing sessions. So it's always been there for me, and I'm confident that it will be there for you guys if you guys want to also bulk juice and find value in that as well. The 10th and final reason I like the Nama J2 is because Nama knows that they are not just in the juicer business, right? They have a strong belief that they are in the customer service business and that they want to take care of their customers and even start a community and get people juicing and get them healthier. So it's more than just selling juicers to them. They definitely did have some growing pains in the beginning because they were selling a lot of Nama J2s, and then the support level needs to go up and they didn't have enough staff, so they've hired a lot more staff, and now they're on top of their service game. Actually, just yesterday I had an inquiry with Nama, and they responded within 24 hours to my inquiry and got it taken care of for me. Actually, it was less than 24 hours. So they're very committed to customer service and getting you guys taken care of and honoring all the warranty requests, if anything should happen to your Nama juicer. Now, the other thing I will say is that I have a very close relationship with Nama, speaking to either the president of Nama or some of the, main top people at Nama, including the vice president, on a regular basis. So I have a really good communication channels with them to kind of know what's going on and, more importantly, get my customers taken care of. If you guys buy your juicer at discountjuicers.com, we sell the Nama J2 at discountjuicers.com. You buy it directly at discountjuicers.com. Link down below to that. And you ever have a problem with Nama taking care of you or giving you guys customer service, let me know, because you did go through Discount Juicers. I will step up to plate and go to bat for you and make sure that your legitimate warranty claims are taken care of quickly and efficiently. Right? And if you buy your juicer anywhere else, I can't tell you guys that that's going to happen because I have a very close relationship with Nama and they're customer centric. I'm here to make sure my customers are taken care of, and Nama wants to take care of my customers, right? Because they want to keep me happy. And so that's what I'm going to say. Those are the 10 reasons why I prefer the Nama J2 over all the other juicers on the market. Yep, other juicers may make a little bit higher yield. They're not going to be as easy to use, They may make a higher quality juice, right? But they're not going to have that ease of use factor that I think, and shown by the sales numbers, really pushes a lot of people over the edge, because now it really enables you guys to juice where you wouldn't before, because you don't want to sit over a juicer and push the produce in. Maybe some of you guys prefer to do that, but trust me, after 27 years of pushing produce in juicers, I'm totally over it. And the Nama is my go-to juicer these days. If you guys want to make the Nama J2 your go-to juicer these days and save $55 off the Nama J2, you can go to namawell.com, use my coupon code DJ55. You're going to get $55 off your Nama J2, and they're going to get that Nama juicer out to you. It's currently in stock at the time I'm making this video, the black and the white models, and they'll ship it usually within 1 to 2 days. It'll be on its way, and you'll be juicing probably in about a week from the time you order it, and you're going to be a happy camper, and you could change your life, get healthier, lose that weight you've been wanting to lose forever, and increase the quantity of fruits and vegetables that your guys are getting into your diet, and also more importantly your family's diet. When you can make fruits and vegetables taste good, and you may have to do that by adding more fruits into the vegetable juices, right? Your family will drink more juices, and they could get healthier, and you're doing your family a big favor by doing this, because you know it is shown in many studies that eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, especially if they're not being eaten, is one of the healthiest things you guys can do for your health. So I'm glad you guys stayed to the end of this video to learn about why the Nama J2 is my favorite juicer and the juicer that I use most at this time in my life, and how you guys could get one if you want to as well. If you guys want to support me directly, you can make your purchase at discountjuicers.com, and then I make all the money from the sale. So I thank you guys so much for doing that. Link down below, but then I don't offer that $55 off coupon. If you prefer to get that $55 off and get it directly from Nama, hey, go for that as well. You know, they'll share with me a commission so I could also continue my work, and I really appreciate you guys who do use my code and do purchase from discountjuicers.com, because you're like supporting the small farmer. I'm like the small farmer against the big mega giant, you know, farmers out there, just trying to share my messages with the world, and more importantly my experience, because I have experience with juicers that nobody else online does. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, want more videos like this, hey, please be for sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. Get this video out to more people so that they could learn my opinions as a juicing expert about the juicers. Also, be sure to share this video with somebody else online on different juicer forums. If you're in like a juice fasting or juice feasting, you know, Facebook group or whatever, share it on there so that they can learn about the game-changing technology in the Nama J2 juicer. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new upcoming episodes that I'm coming out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel, where I'll be comparing and contrasting the latest new juicers or other appliances that allow you to eat more fruits and vegetables, or maybe even sharing my juicer tips with you guys that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Make sure you click the bell to get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Our past episodes are wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to comparing and contrasting all the different major brand juicers so that you guys can get the right juicer for you. I posted links down below in the description to a bunch of the videos I've made with the Nama J2 juicer in the past, so you guys can see actually how it performs in real world experiences. You know, and to me, it always does a solid job right in there, and once again, I choose it because the ease of use and convenience, and it allows me to drink more juice when otherwise I probably wouldn't. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.